Policies that are continuing this day with this state budget has been so bad for business. It's not going to help create jobs in New York State, whether it's Western New York, whether it's in Westchester County where I live. We've got to be focusing on what's wrong right now and fix the structural problems like we're trying to tackle in Westchester, like Ed Mangano is trying to tackle in Nassau County, like Joni Mahoney is trying to do. Like we're really trying to figure out long-term solutions because New York State, no surprise, is absolutely broken, and it is broke. And if we're going to continue the policies of the past, we're not going to get anywhere. We're going to repeat these same errors of the past. So I've been talking about it. I know other county executives. Rick Lazio has been talking about it. The problem is anybody hearing in this day and age when it's the dog days of August? And that's the problem I think that Rick is facing right now. To Andrew Cuomo's credit, yes, he is talking about property taxes because that's what everyone is talking about.
Unless they're talking about the mosque. I mean,
unless they're talking about the mosque, right? But I mean, property taxes is an issue that has been driving people out of Westchester, has been driving people out of New York State. I think there's 2 million people that have left New York State in just the last decade. More people are getting ready to get in those moving vans and get away from here unless we start fixing things and fixing them now. Not talking about them. They've been talking about them for too long, and then they keep doing the same things that got us into this mess. This budget is another nightmare. It's wreaked havoc on the counties. It has not been supported by business groups, and why should it? Because, again, it just raises taxes, and it does not make it easier and friendlier to start a business, to maintain a business. So these are the things that all the gubernatorial candidates better be talking about if they want anyone's support.
Do you think speaking of taxes, actually, one thing that happened in Albany was this payroll tax to help the MTA. Did you just
No, it's
sigh?
brutal. It's brutal. I mean, the MTA payroll tax is exactly what is wrong with New York politics.
Okay, so there's a lawsuit, right? There's this lawsuit that
yes.
I think they started in Nassau County. You're seeing some people
Yep.
sign on in Orange County. Are you going to sign on to that lawsuit too?
We have been looking at that the last week, and we might. And I applaud Nassau County. I think Putnam also is looking at that as well. The MTA payroll tax has been just exactly what is wrong. The knee-jerk reaction is go back to the well and ask and demand more taxes from everybody without fixing the problem. It's just masking it and making it worse down the road. The MTA, at least Jay Sandler, is trying to cut and make some structural changes. But this MTA payroll tax is terrible. It is hurting every small business. It's hurting every nonprofit. It doesn't spare anybody, and it doesn't fix the problem. And how long do you think it's going to be before this 1/3 of a dollar tax goes up to a half and $1 and $1.50 and $2?
Well,
it's terrible.
It's kind of like the return of the commuter tax, almost, right? I mean,
in a roundabout way. You're exactly right. They couldn't get the commuter tax back. They couldn't get the tolls on the west side and all that stuff. So what did they do? They did a roundabout way and did the MTA payroll tax.
So as you're going forward now, you were elected in 2009. You took office in January 2010. You're just getting underway here, and yet your name keeps popping up as like a guy to watch. You spoke at the convention. You delivered a speech that was very well received. What is it that you're looking at down the road? Are you doing any traveling around the state, and what are you thinking about?
No, I've been talking to different candidates around the state. If I could be of help anywhere around the state to just push candidates in the right direction. My message was very, very simple, and it resonated because I think it was simple. And it was the same exact message I said in 2005. Maybe people weren't ready to hear it, or maybe the economy wasn't pushing people that way. But I still have a lot of Democrats who come up to me today and say, keep doing what you're doing. It's why I voted for you, or I didn't vote for you last time, but I like what you're doing. I think it's just very simple. Look, we cannot afford to spend and tax the way we have been in this state. I think what Governor Christie is doing is very true to what he said he was going to do. I talked about this in the campaign. I'm just acting on what I said I was going to do. The writing is on the wall. If we don't make some major changes in this state and throughout the counties around New York State, we're going to be in a worse situation now, and there's just too many people who are going to require services, and there's going to be nobody left to pay for them. So we've got to make some difficult choices, and that's what we're starting to do.
There are, not exactly in your county, but in your neck of the woods, again, it's that Tom Morahan seat. He passed away recently.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you could just briefly game out what you think is going to happen there, and also if you really do believe that the Republicans have a chance in the battle for control of the Senate.
Oh, I absolutely do. I mean, I think the 3 seats in Westchester County are up for grabs. I really do. And I think Scott Vanderhoff has a really good shot to win Senator Morahan's seat. Scott's very well known. He's very well liked. He's worked with both sides of the aisle. He's worked with all the different communities there, and he's done a good job in Rockland County. So I think Scott has a great chance of holding that seat. And like I said, there's 3 state Senate seats in Westchester. I think we've got a really good chance of winning 1, 2, or maybe all 3.
Well, County Executive Astorino, we'll be watching you because I know a lot of people in the Republican Party are. I want to thank you for your time this evening. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Liz. Talk to you soon.
Yep.